Welcome back. So welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we are going to be creating this super sexy, super slutty, super bronzy, ready for Miami vibes kind of a look. So if you are interested on how to create this look, and if you're interested in me talking, because in this video I talk a lot. If not, don't even watch this video, I'll tell you right now. But if you are interested, keep on watching. So let's get started. So first things first is let's color correct. What the hell is he? Oh. So I'm just gonna go in and color correct a little bit. So funny or not, right now I'm filming a video, but before this, I was filming another makeup video and I literally hated how it looked. So I was almost done with the whole look and midway through I washed my face. So now we're here. So I went to Ulta the other day and I bought some new goodies. So I was like, let's sit down and let's just play with makeup and talk, because why not? So my skin is all types of messed up right now because I feel like, I don't know if I told you guys, but I've been getting laser hair removal. So the laser hair removal, I don't know if it just irritates my skin, but every single time after the laser, my skin is like horrible for like the week after. Like I break out and my skin is super sensitive afterwards, so my skin has been going through it these past couple of days. So I kind of just want to talk through this and just kind of just chit chat and get to know you guys a little bit more, you know? Because why not? I feel like one of my downfalls, you know what, let's just be real. One of my downfalls is I want to be perfect all the time, or not just be perfect all the time, but I do want to, I don't know, like I kind of want to be proper all the time, if that's the right word, or I just don't want to like be, I don't know what the word is, but basically I'm very harsh on myself for what I do or what I say. So I feel like back then when I was younger, like especially like on social media or like my Instagram or like when I had a Facebook or Twitter, I was a lot more like myself and I was a lot more wild because I guess you're still young and you don't know that the world is messed up. But I guess as you grow up, you're like, you become more careful. That's the word. Like you become more careful of what you say, of how you act, or how people perceive you. But you know what? I feel like this year I just want to be more me, and I just want to show you guys who I really am because, I don't know, just because. I feel like nowadays either we try to be so perfect or cookie cutter and we're scared to show like our personality, or we're scared to show our flaws or whatever. So this year I'm making it my mission to just be more myself and just be more comfortable with who I am and be more honest. So I know y'all gonna judge me because of my foundation, but I like making myself look a little bit darker just because I like how my makeup looks better. So don't judge me. I know it is not my color. You don't have to tell me. So save your comments to yourself. I literally look like the same color as the back, but so I went to Ulta and I bought some goodies, and so I don't know if you guys ever use this concealer, like the Age Rewind from Maybelline. Oh my god, this used to be my shit when I was younger, but I wanted to try the brightener one, which is like the color correcting one. So I'm gonna do a little bit of this under my eyes. So yeah, when I was younger, I remember I used to love this concealer. I used to wear it all the time, but I don't know. I guess I just stopped using it. But if you're looking for a good drugstore concealer, the Adrian wine from Maybelline, it is really, really, really good. So I'm gonna let that sit a little bit, but while that sits, let's just take a sip of our coffee. It's not a Mara video if there's not a little bit of a coffee. So we're just gonna blend that concealer out. I mean, you could honestly wear this alone if you wanted to, but I like a really highlighted bright under eye, so I'm gonna do this and then another concealer on top of it. Actually, I might just do this by itself. This just looks really, really good. Okay, so since I am gonna just use that, I'm gonna let that kind of sit a little bit, and then I'm gonna move on to a little bit of cream contour. Contour, I just went in with the NARS concealer. I like to use that to contour with. And I'm just gonna go ahead and blend that in. But I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit, and just if you don't know me, or if you do know me and you're my friend in real life, or I know you, or if you don't know me or whatever, I want to just tell you guys a little bit more about myself. So I used to work at Sephora, and I worked at Sephora for almost 4 or 5 years. I started there when I was 18, and basically how I got to working for Sephora was I used to work at Aldo, the shoe store, and back then I was one of the key holders, or whatever you want to call them. I don't know, they call them differently everywhere, but so I was one of the key holders, and one of the old managers that worked at the Sephora that I used to work at started working there, and we just kind of got to know each other. And she was like, she knew that I did makeup on the side, like barely. Like that's when I started doing makeup, and she was like, "Come work for me at Sephora," because she was the manager at Sephora. Is my story confusing? Because I'm confused. But to make a long story short, it's basically she told me to work for Sephora, and I did. I put in my applications and everything, and I got hired and everything. And I honestly had never heard of Sephora like that till I started working at the mall. Because back then, I feel like Sephora wasn't that big. Like all you kind of knew was like MAC, MAC, MAC. So yeah. Back then Sephora wasn't that big in my opinion. Like it wasn't as big as it is now. Like everybody nowadays, like anybody that likes makeup knows Sephora. So yeah, so I started working at Sephora, and I loved it. Like I instantly fell in love working at Sephora. I need something to put this up. So yeah, I instantly loved working at Sephora. I loved the company. I loved the people that I worked with. I loved it. I had no complaints. So yeah, I started working at Sephora, and I loved it. I was like a kid at a candy store. I learned a lot working there. They taught me a lot. Sephora is a really great company to work for if you're starting off as a makeup artist, or like let's say if you're just looking for like a job like straight out of cosmetology school or something like that. I feel like Sephora is a great way to learn more about like beauty products, skincare, hair care, all of that stuff. But a lot of you, or you may not know, I moved to New York, and I transferred over from the Sephora in Texas to the Sephora's in New York. So basically, the reason why I'm telling you guys is just because I thought that me moving was going to basically fix everything, but it doesn't. So when I was working at Sephora, I was super drained for multiple reasons, but basically what I just want to tell you guys is don't stay at a job just because you feel like it's the only thing there. So I stayed at Sephora for so long just because I thought, well, mainly because I was comfortable. And I feel like once you get comfortable somewhere, you never grow. And that's something that I learned the hard way. So I stayed at Sephora for so long that I feel like I wasted so much time there. But don't get me wrong, like, they did teach me a lot of things, and I met a lot of my clients there too from when I used to freelance in Texas, so I'm very grateful for that. But overall, I feel like don't stay at a job if it's toxic, if you're drained, or anything like that, because I feel like, damn, I could have been doing so much more with my life if I just quit. But I basically moved to New York and then I transferred to the Sephora over here because I was like, oh, it's gonna change, it's gonna fix everything. Which I was completely wrong. It didn't fix not a damn thing. It was the same shit over there, over here. But basically, the reason why I quit Sephora is just because I feel like I wasn't growing and I was stuck. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people feel like that at their job. You just feel stuck. Like, you get promoted and there's only like there's certain promotions that there's no more opportunity for growth, so you're kind of just there, and that's how I felt at my job. So yeah, so I left and I moved to New York, and I thought it was gonna fix everything, and it didn't. But I quit Sephora. And it was just a toxic environment, in my opinion, just because, I don't know if you guys ever have experienced this, but have you ever worked somewhere where you feel like your work ethic is amazing, like you go to work, you're always on time, but then all of your other peers or your coworkers, like, they don't do nothing, they have no motivation, they're always complaining, and it's just a negative energy that you just go to work and you just don't want to be there. That's how I felt at my job. So that's why I left. And the good thing was that I did do freelance on the side as a makeup artist, so I could always do that. But I moved to New York, like I said 20 million times already. I feel like this story is going everywhere, but I just want to make sure I'm saying every detail. So right now, I've just been taking some time to really just focus on myself and what I want. I'm just setting my under eyes with the Makeup Revolution Bake and Blot Powder. This is like a dupe for the KKW powder, so if you don't want to spend $20-$30 on the KKW one, you can try this one and see if you like this. But as I was saying, I'm just taking some time for myself, which I think is healthy for a lot of people. I don't know why, like, I think about this all the time, and I feel like a lot of people, or maybe it's just the people that I've been around with, I feel like everybody is going through something, or like they feel lost, they feel stuck, whatever it is. And I've just kind of noticed that a lot of people are in that same position that I was in. So I just kind of wanted to talk about it and just kind of share what I've been through and all that stuff. So new bronzer brush. But yeah, I was looking for a new bronzer brush and I was at the Morphe store, and I saw this brush from the Jaclyn Hill collection. This one is the brush JH13, so I'm gonna try this out today. Oh, and I also bought a new drugstore bronzer. So I'm gonna try out this bronzer. I've always looked at this when I was at the drugstore, but I never really picked it up. So it's the L'Oreal Bronze Please. It's this one. I'm pretty sure it's like a new collection or something. So I'm gonna try this out and then we'll see if it's a good bronzer. And by the way, I know I'm making myself look super tan, but that's what I'm going for. I'm going for a super bronzy look. So I know I look dark. But so yeah, going back to to my little tangent that I was going on is my advice is don't stay at a company just because you feel like you have to. I just trust yourself and know that you can do anything in the world that you set your mind to. And that was one thing that I wish I had figured out a lot sooner. But better late than never, huh, ladies and gentlemen? So yeah, a lot of people that I do know in real life have asked me like, what do you do now in New York? And honestly, I'm just taking time off just to focus on myself and just to be free again. Just because I feel like I was so, I was in a rut. I was in a rut. That's what it was. I was in a rut back in Texas, and ever since I moved to New York, I've took some time off, and I was lucky enough that I saved some money, and I'm able to do that. And I have a super supportive boyfriend too that is supportive of everything and anything that I want to do. So that also helps. And I'm loving this bronzer, by the way. It does have a little bit of sparkle, but I like it. I dig it. I dig it. Ooh, look at his nose. She's getting skinny. I just filled in my brows slightly. And right now I'm just putting in a little bit of the Benefit Clear Brow Gel. But as I was saying, moving to New York is a completely different change since I did grow up in Texas. Texas is obviously way different than New York City, obviously. And one of the things that I do miss the most about Texas is like being able to get in your own car and driving anywhere and being able to like turn up the music and sing and be in your own space. But in New York City, as a lot of you may know, is like a lot of people do not have cars just because there's no point. And it's the easiest way to get around the city is on a subway or in an Uber. So sometimes taking a car or driving around is just more work. So a lot of people just take the subway or the train or Uber. So yeah, I miss my car back in Texas, but New York City is definitely not for everybody. Like my best friend has visited me in New York. My little brother has visited me in New York, and all of them say like I wouldn't want to live there just because it is very fast paced. Like people aren't like Texas, how like people are. I don't know. I feel like it's just a different atmosphere, and it's not for everybody, which is fine because not everything is for everybody. So yeah, I don't know. Just so with the same bronzer, the one that I was using for my whole face, I'm gonna start off with that. And I'm just gonna put that all in my crease. And I'm gonna connect it to where my nose contour stops. So now after putting that bronzer all over the crease, I'm gonna go in with the KKW and Mario palette. And I'm going to go in with the color, this one. The back of it is so hard to read, but I'm gonna say this is Albania. Yeah, I think this is Albania. So I'm just gonna use that and I'm gonna put this in my crease just to kind of warm it up a little bit. So going back to what we were talking about, kind of this little therapy session that we're having here while we put on makeup is basically if you are around my age, the 20-year-old age, 24, 25, I feel like we're also caught up in wanting to be successful. And you see me put the quotes in. Because I feel like nowadays everybody's on this race to become successful. And one thing that I do believe in is everybody has their own definition of what success is. And to some people it's money. To some people it's material things, to some people it's health, all of whatever it is. I feel like everybody does have their own definition of what success is, and I feel like all of us in this young kind of age range, I guess, we're also caught up in wanting to be doing something all the time or have something going on, which is a great thing to do, but then we're so hard on ourselves, and I feel like we forget that, bitch, we only got one life to live, and a lot of the times I feel like we stress out over every little thing and we don't enjoy the life that we can be living because we want to live this life that is unattainable to some of us. But I don't know if that makes sense, but basically I just feel like we're also caught up on wanting to be successful or wanting to be, I don't know. It's great to be like have that ambition of being successful, but I do feel like, I don't know, I feel like we've lost the value of like friendships and loyalty and family time and vacation and all that stuff. I feel like everything is so different now, but that's just my opinion. That's just me going on a rant. But what are your guys' thoughts on what I'm talking about? I feel like everybody has their own thoughts. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. But that's just mine. That's what I feel. That's what I've been going through mentally. And one of the reasons that I started doing YouTube is because I've always loved the idea of being like 40 years old or 60-year-olds and maybe with kids or not with kids, but being able to look back and being like, damn, like that's how I used to think, or look at the memories and being able to look back on your YouTube videos. So that's another reason why I started this, but also too because I love makeup and I love fashion and beauty and all this stuff. So that's another reason why I started doing this. But yeah, follow me along on this journey. I don't even know what we're doing in life, but all I want to do in life is have fun, have good friends, travel, eat a lot of good food, and not regret not living the life I want. So now going in with the darkest color in the palette, I think that's the color Loyalty. So with this dark color up here, I'm going to use this to place it in my outer corner, and I'm going to use this to kind of smudge out my lash line as well. I feel like I need a little bit of black in here, so I'm going to go in with, I need a super small brush. Maybe this one. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of black and just define the outer corner. Now that I got all of my colors placed where I want them to, I'm going to go in and I'm going to cut the crease a little bit with a little bit of concealer. And then I want to do like a bronze gold on the lid. So we'll see what we come up with. Okay, so this is what the look is looking like. So I cut the crease, and basically what I did is, let me wipe this dusty palette out. I basically mixed this color, so the lightest color right here, and then I mixed a little bit of this color all over the lid. So I just wet those two, and then I just went over it with the concealer where I cut the crease, and then with a little bit of black eyeshadow is I just smudged a little bit along the lash line and winged it out. So now we're going to put these lashes on. I actually found this at my local beauty supply store. They're Divine 3D Foam Ink. They look like this. They're super, super pretty. And I've never tried this brand. I've never heard of it. I just saw it at the beauty supply store and I was intrigued. So why not? So I'm going to plop these on really quick. With my lashes, I always cut off at least one of the little strips from the outer corner just because I don't want it to bother my inner corner. So I just cut off a little bit. I always do. And then I kind of bend the lash a little bit like this, especially if it's a brand new pair. I always kind of wiggle it like this first so it can kind of start getting a little bit of a shape. and then you plop it on. Okay, so now that we have some lashes on, finally, I'm gonna go in the same colors that I use for my transition colors on my crease. I'm gonna use them to smudge out the bottom. And I'm torn. I don't know if I want to do white in my waterline or black. And then what I like to do, because I still like, I don't know why, ever since I've been doing makeup, I like a little bit of a dark color right under here, a little bit on the outer corner. So I'm gonna go in with a black, and I'm just gonna basically put the black 2/3 on the outer corner up here, and then connect it to the black to the top. I don't know, and I just feel like that makes your eye look super sexy. Okay, so we are back looking 10 times better. So basically, I dusted off all of the extra powder, and I used the Charlotte Tilbury powder to kind of smooth out any areas, and I kind of used it to brighten up under my eyes. And what else did I do? I put a little bit of mascara on, and that's about it. And then the blush too that I used the peachy blush, but you could always use whatever you want. But I used my all-time favorite Morphe blush trio. It's the color Pop of Coral. And then I used this color right here. So I used this for a little bit of blush. And that's about it since the last time I saw you guys, basically. So this is the finished eye look. And now I'm gonna finish it off with a lipstick. So I picked up another one of my favorite lip liners. This is the Morphe lip liner in the color Sweet Tea. I feel like everybody and their mama already owns this, so nothing new, nothing new. Oh, I love this liner. I haven't had this liner in a while now, so feels good to have it back. I'm gonna go in with the KKW and Mario collab, which is the He's a Mixer, which is like that peachy color lipstick. So I'm gonna put a little bit of this on. And you can leave it like this, but for some reason, I don't like the way the formula of this lipstick looks without a gloss. So I am gonna put a gloss over it. And I'm gonna put the color Dominique, which is the Buxom, their lip plumper glosses. These are amazing. They're plumping, they're super, super glossy, and they're not sticky at all. So I'm gonna put this on. So that is the completed look. I know this was a chatty get ready with me or whatever this is, but I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of easy cut crease, gold, bronzy look. But see, now that you see it all together, you saw how at first I looked crazy with the foundation, the eyeshadow and everything was looking a little busted dust at the house, but we made it come together. But I am really obsessed with this lip combo. I've never used this lip combo with the Buxom lip glosses, and I always forget how good these are. So I would definitely tell you guys, if you're wanting a big glossy, juicy, plumping gloss, definitely try the Buxom ones. And they're not like that nasty feeling where you're like, I just want to wipe it off and it just tingles too much. This is like the right amount of tingle. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys for sticking around for this long, and I will see you guys in the next video.